right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here. I'm here with Karli Jo Thomas. Karli, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. And Karli, you got a fight coming up August 30th. I mean, talk to us a bit more about this matchup coming up here.
Yeah, I'm fighting Annabelle Kelly out for CFFC in Atlantic City, August 30th. I know Annabelle's she's a good jujitsu. I know she's a brown belt jujitsu. She has pretty good striking. Pretty like a real, she's a well-rounded fighter, so I'm excited for that. Just always excited to test my skills against, another tough girl. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely awesome to hear, no doubt about it. And now you're coming off a big win in your pro debut. I mean, talk to us a bit more about that big win and your confidence going into this one here.
Yeah, definitely a big win. I try really not to get too like high or low, with the wins and losses. So, not that that's what I expected, but that I train hard all the time. That's what we're always looking to go in there and make it, get the job done fast. So I think that was just kind of a testament to all the training I put in since really I was a kid. I've been wanting to fight since I was 12, get paid to fight. So that was really just a testament of all the years of training that in my life. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no, no, that definitely makes sense for sure. And now your opponent has fought a little bit on the pro scene. I mean, do you kind of feel like an underdog going into this one?
Yes and no. I think I'm a pretty experienced amateur. I had a lot of tough fights. I mean, I've only had 9 amateur fights, and I know that's some people's had more, but I think I've had a lot of time in the cage, and like I said, I've been on a mat since I was 10 years old. So, I don't care really how many fights they have. I think I'm here to fight the best people in the world one day. So, whoever the next best person is, let me have them.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's an awesome mindset to have for sure. And now, obviously, you have a pretty awesome wrestling base. I mean, do you think that wrestling is going to be some of the keys to victory in this one here?
I think just from watching her previous fights, I think she's gonna try to get me to the ground and make it that kind of fight. I'm really comfortable wherever the fight goes. There's a chance you probably gonna see me try to take her down at some point. So I think on both ends of that, yeah, you're definitely gonna see the wrestling. I think it's gonna play a huge part in where the fight takes place and who's controlling where the fight's taking place.
No, I definitely think that's important for sure. And now with your pro debut, I mean, what did you maybe learn from that pro fight, and how is it maybe different compared to fighting on the amateur scene?
Um, it's hard to say because I only fought for 2.5 minutes roughly. But what I did learn, is I still got to figure out like I feel like I don't think I hurt her really bad, but I landed a good left hand and I could tell if she it might have hurt her a little bit or she caught her attention, and I kind of like pushed the gas on that and it ultimately ended up getting the finish. But I think just slowing down whenever I do get a good shot in and not rushing that and then not trying to look for the finish always right away, kind of giving it time because we want to not rush because when you rush, that's when you can get caught too. So that's something I took away, just being a little bit more patient. But sometimes it pays off. So
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Yeah, for sure, and that's definitely some good advice. And now with your fight coming up, I mean, it's obviously a couple weeks away, but I mean, how's the weight cut going and everything like that?
weight cut's good. Everything's coming falling off like it's supposed to, or right on track with that. So I'm feeling good about it. Camp's been great. We've been pretty healthy all camp, so that's always a blessing. Most people don't get in the cage 100%, but I feel pretty good on that end. So just it's really about just staying healthy the rest of the fight camp, making sure we make weight, and that's really it. So.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely awesome to hear. And now you mentioned your training camp a little bit. I mean, who's maybe some of the training partners that are making you the best version of you for this camp here?
I mean, I always have, my normal people up at the mat factory, especially like Olivia, Schwender and Cheyenne Hall. They're two of my main training partners. We go over and sport stouts on Saturdays too. So I've been getting rounds in with Britt Bickert again because she's finally back in training. Not sure if you're familiar with those names. Some of my main training partners, but really it's just grappling hard at the mat factory has been, I think, a big part of this camp. Like I said, pretty sure we're gonna be on the ground at some point. So just staying sharp there and just getting my butt beat by Isaac and some of the littler guys there. We have a ton of little guys. I'm trying to think of names right now, like, but yeah, we've been going up to the Gorilla House a little bit actually on Mondays. That's actually mostly for Justin, my boyfriend, who's also fighting, but to get some work in with Ethan Goss, but they got some guys up there that I've been training with. So really, it's a team effort, you know. It's everybody's making a difference in it. So.
No, it's definitely awesome to hear. It's definitely glad you got some good teammates for sure. And now with you in training camp, I mean, what's maybe different for training camp compared to life outside of training camp when you're just in there training and whatnot?
I think just the fact that I can kind of like, relax a little bit. Not 100%, but just like enjoy training. Like it's always hard. It's always, we're always pushing, but just to take the time to like learn new things. That's kind of the difference. When you're in camp, you're really just like sharpening the sword and getting really good at what you're good at and fine tuning. When I'm outside of camp, I like to like explore a little bit. Just try new stuff that we're learning in training and everything. So that's the biggest difference, is just like being a little more free with like what I'm doing.
That definitely makes sense for sure. And now getting back into your wrestling background, I mean, you did a
Uh,
little bit with coaching and stuff as well too with wrestling. I mean, talk us a
mhm.
bit more about some of your favorite memories with that.
With coaching,
Yes.
oh, there's a lot. I mean, we only had our one full season at Waynesburg so far, but I'd say like the some of the good memories is really like we travel across the state and get ready for wrestling tournaments and stuff, and just kind of spending that time with the girls and like getting close with them, hanging out, talking to them, kind of figuring out like what makes them tick, what they like, what they don't like, why they wrestle, all that stuff. So I think just that stuff, really the coaching's awesome, and like I love that, but just making a difference in their lives, that's some of the best parts about it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's important, and that's definitely awesome to hear. And now, with your fighting career, I mean, talk us a bit more about some of your goals that you might have with MMA right now.
I mean, when I was 12, when I was like I figured out what fighting was, I realized I could get paid to do it. I was like, I'm gonna be in the UFC and I'm gonna get paid to fight one day. So, that's definitely still my goal. Again, like I mentioned with like the highs and the lows of fighting, I try not to get too fixated on like just one thing, because it's really ends up just being one fight at a time, and it's like I think that those kind of opportunities come when you don't even expect them. So I try not to focus on it, and I just fight because I love it, and whatever happens with it is gonna happen. And I think if it's destined to be, it'll be. So
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely think that's a good way to look at it. And like you've been saying, you've been training for a long time now. I mean, talk to us a bit more about how you kind of got started with everything in your first days on the mat.
yeah, so when I was like 10 years old, my mom, she's always messed around a little bit with like kickboxing and stuff like that, and she used to, I honestly forget the names of the gym she used to train at, or even the name of the gym, the first gym I trained at. I know my coach's name, but I don't remember what the gym was called. But long story short, she basically was like, I want you and your sister to learn how to defend yourself, and she took me to a legitimate MMA gym, which, I don't think that's really your first choice to teach your kids self-defense. Usually it's karate or something, but my mom's no dummy, so she took us where she knew we learned how to actually fight. And once I was on the mat, I was like, oh, I love it. And I just really never looked back. Met Nick Brown and like Josh Fram, some of those guys at the old gym I used to train at, and I just was in like awe of like what they were doing and capable of. So that's really where my inspiration came to like fight for real. So
It's definitely awesome. And now, when it comes to your training, I mean, like you mentioned, you were training for a long time. I mean, when did you eventually realize you were going to be able to get ready for your first amateur fight?
so a funny story actually. In December, I want to say it was 2018. I was 18 years old. I just turned 18. I was my entire life. I was like, well, not my entire life, since I was 12. I was like, when I turn 18, I'm gonna fight. Like I'm fighting shortly after my 18th birthday, and so in December, I had some things in my life kind of like go crazy. And long story short, my old coach ended up going to jail for some pretty nasty stuff. And a couple weeks later, or after that happened, I got a phone call about a fight that I was supposed to have, and I didn't know about at all because there was some really funky things going on. But that was kind of a moment for me where like it was hard because I was my coach molested me as a child, and I told in December, and he never told me about the fight because there was a lot of things going on between me and him at that time. And so just, finding that out after that all comes out, in public and people realize what's going on, not being able to fight, not even knowing I fought because of the circumstances I was in, hit me really hard. So kind of went through a really hard time for a couple of years and really didn't end up making my debut till I was 21 years old, which was not in my game plan at all. So yeah, I'm sure that really wasn't what you were expecting to hear, but yeah, so it was a really weird thing for me to like kind of go through that and everything, but ultimately everything works out, So again, why I don't put a lot of emphasis on I'm going to be in the UFC. I have no clue what's going to happen. I want to be. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to, put my mind to that, but I'm not going to focus on it cuz things can change at any second.
I definitely wasn't expecting that, but
Sorry.
no, no, no. Like I said, it's true story. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's part of the journey, It's made me who I am. So,
absolutely,
we're tough as
absolutely.
hell because of it. Let's go.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, I'm definitely appreciative that you shared it. And like I said,
Of
no
course.
worries at all. And now another thing about you, I mean, I was curious about, I mean, you're obviously a beast and whatnot in the cage, but I mean, what do you kind of like to do outside the cage when you're not in here training and fighting?
I grew up, my mom always had me and my sister outside and playing and stuff like that. We had horses growing up. I don't have them around me anymore. I live in the city. I don't live in the city, but I live in the suburbs up towards Pittsburgh. But with that being said, I just love to be outside. I love the horses. I have a garden at my house in Pittsburgh and chickens and stuff I'm not really supposed to have. Um, but yeah, that's what I love. I just love nature, hikes, hiking, swimming in the river, anything like that. That's kind of, like where I find peace at outside of the cage.
No, that's awesome. That's definitely it sounds like some good stuff to kind of do outside the cage for sure. And now when
Hmm.
it comes to training and fight camp, I mean, what are the vibes kind of like? What kind of music do you like to listen to when you're in there training?
So, um, I don't really care. There's a very this is kind of just funny. My so I do private lessons with my boxing coach, and whenever like it's just me, I don't put music on. He puts music on. Like I don't. He's like, you're a psychopath. Like I won't. Like I don't. I don't think about it. I don't care. But so it's whatever everybody else wants to listen to, really.
No, that's definitely awesome. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Carly, like I always said earlier in the beginning of the interview as well too. I mean, I'm going to be at these fight live, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. I mean, what's maybe your final message out there to the fans watching this video?
Uh, it, I always say just keep riding the wave. Ups and downs come in life, but it's really a beautiful thing if you don't really focus on it. So, and just enjoy every moment that you have.
Yeah, no, I definitely think enjoying every moment is definitely important, and we're looking forward to your fight on August 30th. And I appreciate you taking the time. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.